Well, we are leaving a little used car lot with a 2008 Porsche Cayman S, and today I'm going to be my own customer. This is a car that I'm kind of interested in. It's exactly the car that I would advise most people to stay away from because it is from a little used car lot that's got a lot of high mileage, high line vehicles at pretty fair prices. But who knows what's going on with this car? So what we're going to do today is we're going to take and have a pre-purchase inspection done at Reggie's Motorworks. So I've been wanting a Porsche Cayman or Cayman S for a while. I built an E30 for the track back in 2016. I love that car. I have a blast in it. But I do a lot of events with the Porsche Club, and we work on a lot of Porsches, and I want more Porsche experience. And this car is a way for me to get that is going to be fun. It's kind of an entry-level Porsche, and it's also one that is going to need some mechanical work, which I think is a great experience for myself being a customer and getting that work done. And also for our shop already has a ton of experience working on these cars, but I really do like to sit in a client's shoes and understand the pleasure and pain of having a car worked on. So my plan for this car is it is not a pristine Cayman S. It's got 99,000 miles on it. It's actually pretty nice, but it is a tick rough around the edges. It's not one that's going to win any concourse shows anytime soon, and that's what I love about it, because I don't want a car that I'm afraid to go wring it out a little bit. I want to drive it stock, and then I want to start adding upgrades based on what I feel it needs, and just go through that enthusiast experience that I've gone through with BMWs before. And I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And who knows, it might be a little painful too, but we'll see.
Ran into right away, Reggie.
Well, it seems to have a bad battery. When I test drove it at the dealership the other day, the battery was completely dead. We jump started it and drove it, and the battery was still dead. And upon leaving the dealership, I was told he was going to put a new battery in it. But today, he indicated that we were just trying to start it wrong. I've started a couple cars in my life. So we just got the car back from the car lot that it came from. And I'll tell you, just driving the car it's a Porsche. It's intoxicating. And if I didn't know as much as I know about cars, I would probably just write the guy a check and take it, because it drives great, it feels great, it sounds good. It would be very easy to just become infatuated and buy the car. But I have also seen so many people buy cars and then bring them in to have them looked at, and then we find the things that you can't feel on a test drive. So that's kind of my goal here, is to kind of document that process. Hopefully we'll put this thing up in the air and Brandon will take a look at it and he'll say, man, this is the best maintained 99,000 mile Porsche Cayman S I've ever seen. But there's also a high chance that we're gonna find at least a few things that need to be addressed. So right off the bat, like I said, it runs and drives great. It's got nice aftermarket wheels on it, which is good. It's got not so nice all season tires. They're fine, they're brand new, just not what I would choose to put on the car. Overall, the car is dirty, but it presents well. The battery is dead. It was dead when we picked it up. It just barely cranked to life, but a battery is a pretty simple thing as long as it's only a battery. The interior of the car is, for a 99,000 mile car that's, like 16 years old, if I can do math, it's actually in really good shape. It's not perfect. It's got some foam spitting out of the vents like they do. It's got the speedometer is weird. It looks like the printing has been double stamped. I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with these cars to know if that's a common thing. It's got an aftermarket shifter. I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it. It feels like it's probably got aftermarket suspension. I'm pretty sure it's lower than stock. Back here, it comes with some optional floor mats, if that's your flavor. But otherwise, you know, all the trims there. It's too dirty. It's got little dents here and there, but it's too dirty to really know the condition of the paint. But at a glance, it looks good. This car does have an accident on Carfax. I have not, like, with it being dirty, I haven't figured out where that accident was yet. Seems to be a good starting point. The real story comes when we get into the undercar, and really what we want to do is pull the sump and look for bore scoring. The car, it doesn't have a real loud tick. It does have just a minor tick running. So if you've watched any of the other videos on bore scoring, Jake Reggie is the guy, a ton of information, like hours of information on bore scoring on these cars. It can be a very expensive thing, so I definitely encourage you to do your research on that. We're going to inspect it per some of Jake's recommendations and see if indeed this car has that problem, because that's the deal breaker. If the engine needs to be rebuilt, I'm not willing to buy this car probably for any amount of money, at least not an amount of money they're willing to sell it to me for. So beyond that, if it's a little maintenance and a couple oil seals here and there, I think it's probably an okay car. A pre-purchase inspection is, again, I own a shop, I'm a car guy, I have been a technician. I can't tell you by driving this car whether it's what's going on with it. And it doesn't matter if it's a Porsche or Ford Fiesta. There are things that you can't see that can be very expensive. So when you're buying a car and you're paying the retail value for that car, whatever that value is, you really want to know what you're buying. And until we get this car could have $10,000 worth of work that needs to be done that I can't see or feel driving it. I can look in the wheels and I can tell it's got good brakes. It feels good, but I can't really know anything until I get underneath the car. And especially on a car this low, I can't see anything in a parking lot. So having a professional, having a guy like Brandon over at Reggie's that knows Porsches inside and out with his experienced eyes looking at the car versus mine is a huge value. And what I have seen over and over and over again is 99 out of 100 times we find more value in what needs to be done to a car versus the cost of the pre-purchase inspection. Does that mean that the car is worth less money? Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. Do I expect a 2008 Porsche or a 2008 anything to be absolutely perfect? 100% no. You know, it is a used car. It's a used car price. It's not going to be perfect. And I do want to even say that these used car lots that sell these high-line, high-mile cars, I don't think they're as bad as sometimes we make them out to be. They have a job. They inspect the car to the best of their ability, and they get used cars and resell them on the open market. I don't really think they know when they have a car that's got some major issues, because I don't know that they invest the time and effort to really suss them out the way we do. And I don't think it'd be in their best interest. You know, it's just unfortunately a part of selling old vehicles. Well, the rear main seal isn't puking. It does look like metallic paint, that's a good thing. Well, today is not my day to buy a Porsche. Brandon here has been taking a look at the car, And at first glance, I mean, there's a few things. One, we knew already that the car had been hit. When we pulled it up, you know, Tyler, the store manager, noticed how some of the panels didn't fit right. On this car, that was not a huge concern of mine because of my intent. You know, this is a low-cost, high-mile car. It's one I intend to go to the track with. But the big deal is the mechanics of it and the bore scoring issue that's a known issue on the Caymans, the Cayman S's specifically. And this one has it. Brandon pulled the sump and he scoped some of the cylinders. They started to look good, but then he got to cylinder 6 and through the spark plug tube hole, found significant bore scoring in cylinder number 6. So I'm taking this one back, and hopefully whoever buys it knows, can find out what's going on with it. That's the sad thing, is it's going to go back to a car lot. But it's a testament to why, whether you're a shop owner or just a car enthusiast or just a person buying a car, investing in a pre-purchase inspection makes a whole bunch of sense. So hopefully this helps someone.